Money day, guys and girls. I hope you're blessed. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Setups. Today, this episode has been brought to you on Monday because, quite frankly, guys, it has been quite a stale weekend. Not only has it been a stale week, but we did have some unfortunate technical difficulties. So I do apologize for the delay, but it does actually mean that now we've got to see some more data printed, some more price action. And of course, with that, we can also see how the economic calendar is looking throughout the week. So with that being said, first and foremost, I want to tell you guys, if you haven't gone over to the website, it is litcapital.co.uk, or if you're outside of the UK, you can go to litcapitalacademy.com. And why this is important, because we have packages available for those who are starting, those who are advanced, or for people who just need to help themselves get back on track. So please don't be a loser. Okay, and the loser is not asking questions, because closed mouths never get fed. So be the person that can actually allow yourself a better future, which is by reaching out to people that have the experience, the knowledge, and the answers you're seeking for. And of course, let's learn, interact, and trade together. So with that being said, we move forward back onto the economic calendar just to show you guys that Tuesday, tomorrow, we've got the CPI for the German, we've got GDP for the Canadian dollar, we've got the Bank of England speaking, and then as we move into Wednesday, we've got the ADP, we've got CPI, we've got unemployment change happening in the euro, and we've got GDP for the dollar. So actually on Wednesday is quite an important day. We see the non-farm ADP employment change results, and we see, of course, how the oil market is faring out. So with that being said to you guys, we want to make sure that you are all making sure we want to make sure that we pay attention to the economic news that's being released throughout this week. We've got PMI on Thursday for the pound. We've got initial jobless claims for the dollar. And then, of course, on Friday, we've got the all-important NFP. So it's going to be an action-packed week for us to see how the markets respond. And if we can look at the charts, I know right now in London, the US markets has opened. And of course, with the US market opening right now, we've put ourselves into a position where we can actually look now and see how the data is being printed, how the markets are reacting. And what I did actually check before I started the outlook was that the American market was down pre-market. We had Apple, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan all down pre-market. And as the S&P 500 opened up, we actually got a spike up. So it's quite interesting, because to me, it looks like the liquidity grab has been taken above, and we could now see lower prices achieved. But we do also have to take into consideration, now that we are inside of the week, if I give you my weekly outlook, that actually, in actual fact here, when we had price push up, we then had a bearish candle push down into the bearish candle, which filled the imbalance, and then we had price pushing up. And if I'm honest with you, we never actually got our target of 4,061 reached. We never had the target above reached for us to actually feel confident and comfortable with lower prices then being achieved. So I'm contemplating the fact that we could actually just be getting a pullback down to 3973 before we then get a push up higher, because this daily candle has not yet been targeted. It has not yet been taken out. So until that candle gets taken out, then and only then will I be thinking or confident to think about any types of shorts. So we can't ignore the fact that price has been very bullish. And of course, we have to also take into consideration this week, we do have a phenomenal amount of news events that will be released and can have an impact on the US economy pushing up, or sorry, the US stock market pushing up or collapsing further. Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you think we're going to have a stronger dollar this week, or do you think the stock market's gonna become a lot weaker or grow stronger? Now, let's look at the dollar before we go into any currency pairs. If we look at the dollar, we can see that it has been a long time coming for us to see this pullback. The monthly shows us that we are coming down quite low. And as we've now got down to the monthly chart, you can see here this number of the 105 handle from this monthly candle. We're not quite there yet. The chart seems to be frozen. It says invalid symbol. Not sure how this could be an invalid symbol. So let's try, just type in here, DXY. DXY, what's going on? Here we are, perfect, okay. So we can see with the DXY now on the monthly, we haven't quite yet reached that candle. But even though that we haven't reached the candle, it does look like, as we can see here from the daily, here we are, perfect. We can see that from the daily now. We are currently in areas where we could see a pullback, but it's been such a parabolic shift to the upside that for those who don't know, a parabolic shift just means like a rocket. When a rocket fires, it goes up, all the way up, and then it usually comes all the way back down. So we've had that parabolic shift upwards, which now we can only further anticipate the parabolic move to the downside. So I'm not too confident that this candle will be held, because I do think lower prices need to be reached. We have been pushing up for over a year and a half now with the dollar. So I'd like to see prices actually, lower prices actually reached and targeted. So I've got two targets of $93 and I've got one of 105, which is the more immediate area. So let's see how that pans out. I'm not sure what's wrong with the DXY, but every time I change the time frame, it's really slowing down. So we're going to move away from that and go into AUDUSD. Hopefully my trading view prefers AUDUSD. But if you're watching this video on YouTube and it's the first time you're watching it, be sure to smash the like button, share the video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe. You know the vibes, it's lit side. Now I'm going to refresh this page because it's messing about. It's playing games, not the type of games we want to see. Okay, cool. We're back. We're back, baby. Cool. We see, so as I mentioned, even with the S&P 500, before I go into AUDUSD, I mentioned that we could have had a liquidity grab to the upside, and it now looks like the SPX is starting to come down. So in actual fact, we have seen a reaction. Okay, we had the liquidity grabbed from above, and I'm actually going to send this live trade out. So unfortunately, if you're watching this video now, it will be too late, but we will be sending out this trade right now in our signals channel. So let's do this right now, live over on the call. Right now, Lit Capital is selling S&P 500 and US30. Active market execution. Okay, guys, so this is the first time we've ever given out a trade whilst actually on the call. So let's see how this pans out. And of course, now that you guys seen this in the proof, you guys have seen this, sorry, in the flesh. Of course, when we come back to this video, we'll be able to show you guys exactly what's happened, how it's done. But I'm looking to see this candle here just to provide you guys with my setup. I'm actually looking to see this. I'm actually playing off of a lower time frame setup, but I'd like to see this candle here respected. Although we might get price push up and push through it, I don't think price will close above it. So we'll see how that pans out. But I want to go to AUDUSD now, because for quite some time I've been waiting for AUDUSD to make a move, and it really hasn't. It pulled into a session candle. We had a push up higher. Now we're currently sitting inside of this monthly lit block, and price is pushing up. But you can see here, we've just now actually we've just now driven into a monthly lit block, which is this bullish doji candle. And I'd actually like to see prices pushing down from there now. So the area on my weekly is still a bit higher, as you can see here on my graph. I'm waiting for prices to actually touch this area for us to confirm the lower high, even though we're already in a lower high area. But I would like to see a lower low formed. And that just means that right now we have to give it some time. It's gone 3 weeks so far. This is the 3rd week, and we haven't really moved away from the areas that we've been in for the past 2 weeks. So price action has been very slow when it comes to the currency market, but that's because the dollar hasn't really done much. Now, unlike GBPUSD, however, we have finally reached this weekly lit block. It's taken us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks since I last spoke about this. Okay, we've kept our eye on this from time to time, but it's taken us 6 weeks since we spoke about it in October to actually reach this weekly lit candle. And now we have to look at the price action, and we have to think that, you know, higher prices can maybe be achieved. Of course, if we was to take a short when we're looking at this off of the weekly, off of the monthly, excuse me, then the next price is at 131. I personally don't think prices can, I don't think we can reach 131 in my most humble opinion. So we have to see how the markets pan out. But this is all relying on the dollar. If the dollar decides to to wake up and have a blast. And of course, we're going to see lower prices. Of course, what's interesting with the pound is that when we look at the pound, all the liquidity from below has been taken. So the only way is up. I've said this time and time again. We, of course, would like to see a recovery with the pound because all the liquidity is mostly above. However, I don't see, I'm not optimistic enough for the pound to see its longevity pushing back towards 131. So let's see how that pans out. And what I'm going to do now, guys, is show you guys what I'm looking at for oil. I know oil has been moving a lot last week. We didn't really get that 84 handle reached. Price didn't pull back and get it, unfortunately, for us to get tapped into this trade. So we missed out on that. But nonetheless, we can see that oil is actually pushing down lower still, reacting from the 88%. So we want to see how this pans out. And of course, we want to see what the market will do as we come towards the end of the year. We are now pretty much in the last month of the year. We can see that we are, of course, coming down lower. I think the target area is going to be around $42.65. So remember, I said that to you guys. $42.65 is definitely where I'm looking to see oil come down to before we reach the end of the year. Let's see how that works. Let's see how that pans out. And that's going to be it from the outlook today, guys. It's been a nice and juicy one. Of course, we've sent out a trade now with the S&P 500. Let's see how that pans out. Also with US30. So guys, if you want to be up to date with our trades and you want to see how our trades are performing and you'd like access to our daily live streams, then you simply have to go over to the website, click this button, follow our live trades. You'll get access to our live free signals channel. But you can also subscribe by going over to packages and you can purchase our community package. Our community package gives you access to free live streams throughout the week, daily outlooks, market analysis, tutorial videos, and much more. So thank you guys for tuning in. Always remember, every day is money day. Peace.